Okay, so let's look at if I can find the homework. I'm going to go back over. You're going to be able to work question 1 and 2 by watching this video. Here we have a confidence interval of 90%. So if you think about 90% for a second. So here is 90. And then you have tails that 10% go in the tails and they're the same. So 5 would go over here and 5 would go over here. To get my confidence interval, I need to get this z-score right here because I need to know what value that is. So what I'm going to have to do is add 90 and 5 together and get 0.95 to get this z-score that goes right here. So let's look it up. You may already know it, or you may use your cheat sheet that is in the PowerPoint slides, but 0.95 is going to be in between these two values right here, 1.64 and 1.65. But if we round it, if we took the average of that, 1.64 plus 1.65 divided by 2, that is going to give me 1.645. So I'm going to use 1.65 for my z-score. Now, I need to get my standard error for my proportion. And so let's look at the formula we want to use to get the standard error. Okay. Let me move this one up. All right. So the standard error of the proportion, we need to do p times 1 minus p. Let's see what p is. So here p, the sample proportion, is 0.32. And the sample size is 100. So remember that we should check to see if n times p is greater than or equal to 5. Well, n is 100 and p is 0.32, so that's definitely greater than 5. And then 100 times 1 minus p, 1 minus 0.32. Well, 1 minus 0.32 is 0.68. Well, that's definitely greater than or equal to 5. So we can use a normal distribution. We can use the z-score in our confidence interval. So we can keep going here. And now let's look at the standard error of the proportion. So we're going to do the square root of p, which is 0.32, times 1 minus p divided by n. So you're going to do 0.32 times 0.68, and n is 100. We're going to divide by 100, and we're going to take the square root of that, and your standard error of your proportion, we're going to round it to, I believe, 4 decimal places. All right. Now, once you get your standard error of your proportion and you have your z value, you are ready to calculate the confidence interval. We need this and this and this. So now let's look at the formula for a confidence interval. So we want for the upper and the lower, we're going to take the proportion, which is 0.32. For the top one, we're going to add. For the bottom one, we're going to subtract the z, which is 1.65, times the standard error of the proportion, which is 0.0466. And I believe we're going to round our answer to 3 decimal places. Okay, when you round the upper, you're going to get 0.397. And let's look at the lower real quick. 0.32 minus 1.65 times 0.0466. I got 0.243. All right. So that is our confidence interval for a 90% confidence level. You will work question 2 using the same process. So let me know if you have any questions.